The Epstein files came out, and what's very shocking, and the mainstream media, of course, is not reporting on it, is the level of Jewish supremacy tainted, laced in all of Jeffrey Epstein's emails. For a lot of reasons, the mainstream media is not going to report on it, but I am. I'm going to show you some of these documents that have been circulating recently because it really gives us a glimpse of Jeffrey Epstein's worldview behind the scenes, what he's not saying in interviews or what he wasn't saying in interviews. Before I begin, I do want to show my disclaimer here because this is a sensitive video, so of course it's going to be heavily reported. Again, this is not generalizing any group or directing hate towards anybody, but we are examining supremacy coming from one individual, and that's what we're talking about here. So the first email, and all of these I verified, I pulled these ones out myself, and I grabbed them from the source docs. This one was, out of all of them, this one really shocked me, just seeing it so clearly, and the level of disdain and contempt he had for non-Jews was shocking. So the email says, a 2009 email, Jeffrey Epstein mocked non-Jews while boasting about his own Jewish financial extraction. Back in 2009, Jeffrey Epstein wrote this to Roger Schenck. This is the way the Jew make money, and made a fortune in the past 10 years, selling short the shipping futures. Let the goyim deal in the real world. Let the goyim deal in the real world. Goyim is seems like a derogatory term. It means non-Jew. And what he's basically saying, what he basically means is that Jeffrey Epstein, as a Jewish man, is going to deal in the abstract financial markets while the non-Jews do the dirty work. This is coming from his words. This is how he viewed things. Okay. So, just seeing the way he talked about people that weren't his religion, that weren't his ethnicity, the level of just supremacy he had, truly viewing them less than, is unlike anything I've just seen before. So blatantly, so blatantly. This is just one of the many documents, of the many emails that he sent. So let me pull up another one. And throughout these articles, or throughout these documents, you start to notice a trend. And it's that he truly believes he has superior genetic DNA, like truly to a DNA level. There's a sense of superiority there that's just shocking to really read, and you start to understand, wow, there's a whole different world that Jeffrey Epstein was a part of, with many others as well. So let me go ahead and scroll to see. This is a interesting email as well. He's messaging Steve Bannon, and Bannon says, all roads lead to Beijing. Epstein responds by saying, or Tel Aviv, with a winky face. So that was odd. And let me see. I'm going through my bookmarks now because I bookmarked a lot of it as well. So here we go. Let's see. There we go. This one here is also, again, talking about just showing the level of how much Jeffrey Epstein viewed non-Jewish people as less than. And he's talking with somebody, and this is coming to Jeffrey Epstein. Apparently, this person that Jeffrey Epstein was talking to messed up. It doesn't show who it's coming from, but they use the word goyim in a derogatory sense again. And here it's between Jeffrey Epstein and another Jewish individual. The name is redacted. And it says, Josh, you asked me to share your life. You asked me to share your life with you. I excitedly accepted. I shared my highs. I shared my lows, my dreams, my body, every single part of my body. You came home from work telling me you earned $1 million, then fought and screamed for 5,000. You wanted peace and quiet. And this part right here, you now asked why you should be ashamed. Now that it is high holy days, it's simple. You behave just like the goyim you do not respect. After the holiday, I will be willing to share a meal. No sex, none. I love you. My Jewish studies said that at 13, you should become a man. It's not too late. It's simple. You behaved just like the goyim you do not respect. So Jeffrey Epstein is telling this individual that this other Jewish individual that the goyim, so the non-Jewish people, apparently this person and Jeffrey Epstein, it seems as well, they don't respect them. And he's basically using, again, the word goyim in a derogatory sense. So I feel like throughout this video, I'm going to have to just show my disclaimer. I really don't want this video to be taken down. So again, not intended to promote hate, really talking about this specific person and the network that he's a part of. Okay. it's unlike anything I've seen before. The world that these people are living in. Now, I'm going to show you a few more, but I wanted to tell you guys, I mentioned it before. Last year I spoke with Jeffrey Epstein's first victim, Maria Farmer. It wasn't just me, it wasn't anything special. I was on an X Space and she was actually on the X Space. She was like hosting it, I believe, or somebody invited her on, and I got to be a speaker on the X Space, and I got to speak with Maria Farmer. So Maria Farmer is Jeffrey Epstein's first victim. And I can pull up a photo of her while we're talking just so you guys can see her. She's really sweet. Now she's an artist, and she's fervently an anti-Zionist. Like Jeffrey Epstein made her anti-Zionist. Her experience with Jeffrey Epstein made her hate Israel unlike anything. And when you speak to her, you realize, oh wow, she was really treated badly by Epstein. Very much so supportive of Palestine, very against Israel because of her experiences with Epstein and his network. So this is Maria Farmer here, and I previously played a video of Maria Farmer being interviewed. Let me see, I think I also bookmarked it. And in their interview, and I'll tell you what she said to me, she said that that not just Jeffrey Epstein, but all of the network he was a part of is a group of supremacists, and they're Jewish supremacists. They're Jewish individuals that believe they're superior, these specific individuals that Jeffrey Epstein was a part of, including Ghislaine Maxwell. And they viewed not just, they viewed all people as less than. And when I say that, I mean, Maria Farmer is a blonde-haired she has European ancestry. She's a white lady, okay? Jeffrey Epstein viewed her as beneath him, and she's white. So people talk, and I've posted about this, and I've heard some people tend to be a bit more on the left, and they'll say, Jewish supremacy is a form of white supremacy. That, to me, I think you're just kind of scapegoating, and you're just kind of blaming something on white people that has nothing to do with them in this case. Jeffrey Epstein was a supremacist because he believed his Jewish ancestry was superior to even Europeans. And there are emails that you'll find in the thread where Jeffrey Epstein talks about, this eugenic mindset of how the reason the Europeans, this is what he said in one of the emails. He said the reason people with European ancestry are, slightly less superior than the Jews, but still a bit more superior, is because of the fact that they live in Europe. And in order to live in that difficult climate, evolution breeded them out to be future thinking, to be able to handle the cold winters. I mean, he's writing out some really eugenicist sort of beliefs. I mean, the stuff that this guy was saying was crazy. And when you're reading all of this, you start to recognize, oh my gosh, the women that they trafficked were only European women, non-Jewish European women, specifically because they felt like they wanted European women that were outgrouped to them. They wanted to make sure that they felt like they were beneath them anyways. They're just, they're not. Jeffrey Epstein felt like they weren't Jews, so it doesn't matter what you do to them. And when I was talking to Maria Farmer on the X Space, she was saying also, one thing she said, and this is what she said, and I still remember this like very vividly when she told me, you guys can believe what you want with it. She said that Bill Clinton actually, when he would meet with, when she saw Bill Clinton come to Jeffrey Epstein's apartment or condo or whatever in New York, and she said Bill Clinton would be coming mainly to mess around with Ghislaine Maxwell, which I thought was I thought was a weird statement. But Maria Farmer would always talk about the fact that there would be times where Jeffrey Epstein would host events, and they were events only for Jewish people. And when she was told directly, you're not going to be invited because you're not Jewish, you're a white girl, you're just a pathetic white girl. Okay. This is how he viewed people. This is how he viewed people. This is how him and his network viewed people. Okay. Anybody that wasn't Jewish within his in-group weren't human. Honestly, they didn't view them as human. That's just matter of fact. And you can tell now when you read these documents that this is just what was going on. And again, I really don't want this video to be taken down or demonetized. So again, I'm really specifically talking about Jeffrey Epstein here and the specific individuals I mentioned. I'm not trying to generalize whatsoever. I know the vast majority of Jewish people don't think this way, but we have to be able to have this sort of conversation and without being fearful of, genuinely. So now I'm going to share my screen again and show you some of the other emails here, because this was just really shocking. The amount of times they used goyim was just it's odd. So let's see. Here's another one. And Jeffrey Epstein, this article, I already opened it up, and it was basically just linking to an article. So Jeffrey Epstein didn't write this, but he was linking to an article, and in the article it said, "Goyim were born only to save us." It was based on a rabbi. So without that, they have no place in the world, only to serve the people of Israel. It's the level of supremacy in these documents. It's sick. It really is just sick. It makes you want to vomit. And here's another one. And this one is talking about Jeffrey Epstein talking to this person named Piggy Seigel. And they're going back and forth. And this was back in, let's see, what's the year here? 2010. Dubin, Dershowitz, Zuckerman all said yes to September 18th, Yom Kippur. Oh, Zuckerman, interesting. Sounds like a wrestling event. So he's talking to this person. And now this is, again, where you start to see this Jewish supremacy come back up. What about Jane Fonda, my new best friend? Nothing like an ex-Jew hater with a Jewish boyfriend to mix it up. And this is the part. Is it going to be 100% Jew night? Even Perlman on Yum Yum has some goyim. Again, goyim meaning non-Jewish people. Jeffrey Epstein responds and says, no, goyim in abundance, JP Morgan execs, brilliant wasps, white Anglo-Saxon Protestants. So, you know, they're kind of having these kind of conversations where they're like, you know, is there going to be non-Jewish people there? I don't want to deal with them. And you're reading this and you're like, oh my gosh. And this is why I tell people, you know, even those that look, you know, Jared Kushner, by all means, he just looks like he looks, you know, actually, I don't want to use Jared Kushner. I really don't want this video to be demonetized. Jeffrey Epstein, some of those individuals in his circle really just looked European at face value. You know, their whole circle looked like that, except internally, they viewed themselves as different. And that's what's so shocking about this is you're looking at an other human in front of you, but you don't view that human as human. And it makes you recognize, okay, Jeffrey Epstein's relationship with Trump, with Bill Clinton, he never viewed those people as equal to him. He viewed them as tools. That's why all of these allegations are coming out about Trump, because to him, Trump was just something he could use to further his means. Same thing with Bill Clinton. And Trump and Bill Clinton were stupid enough to just go along with it because, I don't know, manipulation, blackmail, everything else. They were stupid enough to follow along while also should have recognized that Jeffrey Epstein views them as beneath him. So I'm going to stop here because I want to get to my next live stream for you guys, the next, the topic. If you found this video interesting, I do daily recap videos for my members only. So if you join as a member, I just started it recently. I'd appreciate it if you support. Give it a thumbs up as well and share this with your friends. More thumbs up really help with this video, guys. I really don't want it to be demonetized or taken down. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you